also still extracting the details from the ATG certificates manually, then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to add ATG certificate details automatically to Google Sheets. So like you, I also used to manually extract the details from all the ATG certificates, but this is such a time consuming and a error prone task. So to solve this problem, I have simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as I add the ATG certificate into my Google Drive, automatically my AI agent is going to extract the details from that certificate, and we are further going to add that details into my Google Sheets. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Drive, OpenAI and Google Sheets. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video I'll show you how to automatically record ATG certificate details into Google Sheets. It is ideal for NGOs and donation based platforms that issue tax exemption certificates. So whether a donor completes a payment, this workflow captures the information like the donor name, the amount, date and the certificate number and logs it right over here in the spreadsheet. It helps you to stay organized, simplify compliances and save hours of manual tracking. So let's set up this smart and seamless system together. So to do this, I'm just going to open a new tab and I'm just going to look for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. And now it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect, and over here we're just going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in. And once I'm just going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you're going to see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And once I'm just going to click on this access now, it is going to open the dashboard of my Pabbly Connect account. And over here to start with this automation, we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard, you can see multiple folders which I have already created in which I save my workflows. So if you also want to create a new folder, you can go to this create new folder button and create your own. I've already created mine, so I'm just going to save my workflow in one of these only, which is automations. And now I'm just going to name my workflow as add ATG certificate details automatically to Google Sheets. And then we are simply going to click on this button which says create. And once I'm just going to click on this create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of a trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, I'm simply going to select my trigger application, which will be Google Drive, because I have all my ATG certificates right over here in my Google Drive. So I'm just going to search for Google Drive and select it right over here. And now for the trigger event, I'm just going to select it as new file in a specific folder and click on this connect. Now it is saying add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Drive account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this button which says select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection, and now you have to click on this blue button which says sign in with Google. And once you click on this sign in with Google, Pabbly is going to ask you to select your Gmail account. And after selecting the Gmail account, Pabbly is going to ask you for some permissions. And once you give Pabbly all the permissions, your Google Drive account will be connected. So you can give Pabbly all the permissions because your data is secure with Pabbly, no need to worry. I have already connected my Google Drive account, so I'm simply going to go towards this, select existing connection and then save. And once I'm just going to click on this save, with this we have successfully connected our Google Drive account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it's asking me to select the folder or the subfolder. So as you can see, the name of my folder is ATG certificates. So I'm just going to select the same right over here. But before selecting the folder, I'll just let you know that we first have to make this folder a shareable one. So what do I mean by shareable one? So you have to go towards the folder name, share, and then once again towards this share. And over here you have to make the general access as anyone with the link and editor. It is really important that you keep the general access as anyone with the link and editor, otherwise your AI agent will not be able to read the documents. And after keeping this shareable folder, I'm just going to select the folder and click on this save and send test request. But before clicking on this save and send test request, I'll just let you know that Google Drive is a pooling based application. So pooling based application means that this application will not check for new data instantly. It is going to take some amount of time to check for the new data. And over here in the case of Google Drive, it is saying the trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes. So once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, Pabbly is going to capture the last response or the latest response made in my Google Drive. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to open my Google Drive, and first I'm just going to do the test submission, and then only I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. So I'm just going to open my Google Drive, and what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to upload my ATG certificate right over here, which is for smart user. So I'm simply going to upload it right over here, and as you can see that we have successfully uploaded it. And now I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, and once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, yes, you can see that Pabbly has successfully captured the response for the same. And with this we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now what is going to happen is that whenever I'm just going to upload a new ATG certificate right over here, automatically my workflow is going to get triggered within 10 minutes. So over here this trigger time is 10 minutes, but if you want to reduce or increase this time, you can go towards this three dots and then set trigger time. And from here you can reduce it to 10 minutes but increase it towards 24 hours. And you can click on this save to save the trigger time. I'm just going to keep it as 10 minutes only and move on further. Now what I want is I want to extract the details from this ATG certificate, right? But instead of manually copy pasting all of these details into my Google Sheets, I'm just going to use AI agent to extract all of these details, which will save a lot of errors. So to do this, I'm just going to simply select my action application as OpenAI, which will be my AI agent for today to extract the details. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as extract content from PDF/image. And now I'm just going to click on this connect. Now once again it is asking me for the same. So if you haven't connected your OpenAI account, you can follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, I'm simply going to open my OpenAI API key page. And from where you're going to get this token, after opening this page, you have to go towards this create new secret key button. You have to enter your key name, select the project, and click on this create secret key button, and your secret key will be created. I've already created my secret key, so I'm simply going to paste that key right over here and click on this button which says save. And with this, we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow, and now it is asking me to select the OpenAI model. So I'm simply going to select it as GPT-4o Mini. You can select any another of your choice. And now it is asking me for the PDF/image URL. So over here, I'm just going to map the URL which we received from my Google Drive. But I'm not going to copy paste it, but instead I'm just going to map it. So you must be wondering, what is mapping? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Drive as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are just going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm simply going to map this web content link, which is my PDF URL for this ATG certificate. Now I'm just going to move on further. Now it is asking me to enter the prompt. So I'm just going to extract the details using this structured output. But this prompt is a required field, so I'm simply going to enter the prompt right over here, which is extract the details. So as you can see that I've kept the prompt really simple because I'm just going to extract the details using this structured output. Alright, so now I'm just going to enter the structured output JSON object over here. But you must be wondering from where I'm just going to get this JSON object, because in this video starting, I promised you that without knowing any programming or coding language, we are just going to create this automation. So I'm just going to let you know that without requiring any coding or programming language, how you can get this JSON object. So to do this, we are simply going to read the important notes, and it is saying to generate the structured output JSON, navigate to this URL. So I'm simply going to open this URL right from here. And now after opening this URL, we simply have to click on this button generate. So we just have to give the prompt in order to generate the JSON schema. And yes, we are going to give the prompt and we're just going to generate the JSON schema without knowing any programming or coding language. So how are we going to give the prompt? So for that, I'm just going to open my sheets first, and now I'm just going to open my notepad. And over here in the notepad, I'm just going to edit the details which I want to extract. So first, what I want to extract is the organization. So I'm simply going to enter organization right over here. So I'm just going to type organization name, which is the detail which I want to extract. And now in the next line, I'm just going to enter type. So this will be type of a text. So I'm just going to enter this. And now I'm just going to move on towards a new line, and I'm just going to enter the description, which is extract the full name of organization issuing the ATG certificate. Alright, so like we did for organization name, I'm just going to do for the donor name and the rest of the details too. So as you can see that I've successfully entered it for all of these details, and I'm just going to simply copy it right from here, and then I'm just going to paste it right over here in the prompt section to generate the JSON schema. I'm just going to click on this create, and once I'm just going to click on this create without knowing even a single line of programming or coding language, we are just going to generate the JSON schema. And as you can see that it has been generated right over here. So I'm simply going to copy it and I'm just going to paste it right over here in the structured output field. And after pasting this, I'm simply going to click on this button which says save and send as request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send as request, Pabbly is going to extract the details from this document and give it to me right over here as the response. So as you can see that we have received the response, and over here we have received all the details, and I'm just going to add all of these details into my Google Sheets. So to do this, I'm just going to add another action step, and now for the action application, I'm simply going to select it as Google Sheets. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select add new row and click on this connect. So if you haven't connected your Google Sheets account, you can simply follow the process like you connected your Google Drive. You have to go to its add a new connection, sign in with Google, select your Gmail account, give Pabbly the permissions, and your Google Sheets account will be connected. I've already connected it, so I'm just going to click on this select existing connection and then save. And once I'm just going to click on this save, it is asking me to select the spreadsheet, so I'm simply going to select my spreadsheet right over here, which is ATG certificate records, and then I'm just going to select the sheet 2 right over here. And now one by one, I'm just going to map all of these details. First, I'm just going to map this organization name, then I'm just going to map this donor name. So one by one, I'm just going to map all of these details so these details can turn dynamic. All right, so as you can see that I've successfully mapped all of these details, and after mapping all of these details, I'm simply going to click on this save and send as request. And as you can see that we have received the response that we have successfully added these details into our Google Sheets. So I'm just going to open my Google Sheets, and as you can see, the details have been added. And yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. And now what is going to happen is that whenever I'm just going to add a new ATG certificate right over here in my Google Drive, within 10 minutes the workflow is going to get started. OpenAI is going to extract the content from that PDF and add it into my Google Sheets. We don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send as request. All of this is going to happen in backend, and we can just sit back and relax. So now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.